All right, looks like we're live with another X Groove live stream. I'm Chad Peters. I'm gonna start this out with some drumming just to get the vibes. So let's go. I don't know what happened to my camera. That camera went blurry. What happened? There we go. Back to it. What's going on there? All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Chad Peters at the X Groove. Today, I'm going to talk about some double strokes and how we kind of get a little more clarity out of them. And we'll talk a little bit about using rebound and double strokes, especially at higher speeds. Um, and then I'll get into a little trick I use with the hi-hat to kind of check your strength with the double strokes and make sure each of your strokes is equally strong and you're getting a nice sound out of both of them instead of kind of like a little dull sound or like a hard hit on your first stroke and a light hit on the second stroke. Like, we don't want that with double stroke. With double strokes, you want a nice. Okay? We want to get power with each stroke. So I'm going to get a little bit of that. And then later on, we'll do some more drumming, little drum solos, improv. I always like to do a bunch of improv stuff. I like to use 4 pedals with what I do. But we're also going to talk about using rudiments around the drum set, which I'm I like to use rudiments around the drum set a lot, actually. So anywhere from double strokes to flam taps to, of course, paradiddles. Everyone uses the paradiddle groove. Okay. So getting into it. When I first teach people about double strokes, the one thing that I do not recommend is to rely on rebound to make your second stroke. When we start relying on rebound too early, we forget to use strength to power that second stroke. So you ultimately get you get this bouncy sound, and it doesn't sound clear. You don't get that crisp attack of each note. So what I recommend, using your muscles and your wrists for each stroke. I'm actually not letting those sticks rebound at all. I'm actually holding the sticks quite closed in my hand, where instead of usually they're loose. I hold them quite closed, and I make sure that my wrists are the only things moving. And then as we bring up the speed, you can see it kind of just gets a little bit little clearer. Okay. Still not using any rebound with there, keeping that nice, your fingers closed on the stick. Okay. Now, another concept, and you may have heard this, is accenting the second stroke. And that plays within the same idea of controlling each stroke. And you want to accent the second stroke to just ensure that you're giving it that power. So at a slow tempo, you get a... But as you speed it up, that accent starts to kind of even out with that first stroke, okay? But the idea of accenting the second stroke when doing double strokes is actually so that you are controlling each stroke and giving equal power to that second stroke, okay? Now, like I said, as you speed it up, that accent starts to smoothen out, and you get just a nicer, smooth sound like this. Okay. All right. Let me make sure my chat's up here. But yes, if anyone out there has any questions about double strokes or any other questions regarding drumming, let me know in the chat, and I'm going to demonstrate right here for you, give you a live lesson. But just the main idea today is double strokes and using rudiments around the kit, because I think outside of the snare drum, using rudiments, you can really get some cool grooves out of the drum set by doing. Okay. So again, and if you watched my last double bass lesson, I always use metronomes to track my progress, so we find out which tempos we have strength at and which ones we're struggling to hold the pattern. So if we take the metronome down, I have one over here in the corner here. I'm going to kind of keep the 16th notes at a little lower tempo, so you can kind of get the equal view of it, or the equal sound, or hear the cleanliness of the... So we're like 127 right now. We'll go to 125, keep it even. Okay. So just doing 16th notes at 125. 1 and 2. Actually, wait, sorry. I think that's 8th notes. 1. Doing 8th note. That'd be your 16th note. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so yeah, 16th notes at 125 there. Okay, or 8th notes, going, just to get that clean attack on that second note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4. Okay, so then we hold that for a minute just to get the idea, and then we're going to bump the metronome up just a little bit more. I'm bumping it up 7. I like to go in 6s and 7s and kind of uneven numbers just to hit a random array of tempos when I'm working on some stuff. Okay? So we're going to bring it up. So just kind of moving around the toms. So we got 16th notes, or 8th notes. 16th notes. Okay, same thing. So we're just gonna bring it up a little bit extra because I don't want to go through each tempo. We're gonna get a little bored that way. But on your own time, just bump it up a little bit at a time until you get the idea, and we start getting to a little bit more of a kind of a rolly sound with the strokes. So, even at the faster speeds, we're still controlling that second stroke. Not using too much rebound right now, and like I said, I'll get into that after we get to a little bit higher speeds, and we'll start talking about that. So I'm going to bump it up just a little more because I'm already warmed up here for today. So we're at about 174 right now, right? So we're going to still keep that tight. I want to really hit each stroke. Again, keeping those nice and strong, putting power between each note, okay? Right. Let's see how fast we're going to take this, okay? I'm going to push this up to about 190. Hey, what tempos does everyone struggle with? Does anybody track their tempos, whether it's double bass, double stroke, 16 notes on the hands, either or? Let me know. Okay, so 190, we're going to do the 8th notes and then go into 16th notes. Nice, even strokes. Get a nice roll out of that at 190. Push up to 200. I'm not going to go over 200 because then it starts to get a little bit crazy. Okay? Again, clean 8th notes. Yeah, funny enough, I'm staring at myself on the camera, but I didn't realize I had just the foot cam on, so. All right, let's try this again real quick. Getting some really cool stuff with double strokes. One thing about double strokes, by the way, is I tend to play 16th notes at like say we're playing 16th notes at 100 BPMs. Okay, so the cool thing about double strokes is they fit right within those 16th notes. Your hand motion, the alternation doesn't change. You're just doubling up each hit, okay? So that's the beauty of double strokes. It's actually a lot more relaxing than having to do alternating strokes. So we'll do 16th notes at 100 BPMs, and then we're going to throw in those double strokes, making it 30-second notes. Okay? Kind of cool concept. That's why actually, when I teach, I don't teach double strokes. I don't teach double strokes right off the bat until students can learn to hold 16th notes consistently and bounce between 8th and 16th like smoothly. Okay. Break from the double strokes and let's do some double bass. Actually, I got something rolling over here. I need to get that down. But yeah, let's check out some double bass stuff. Anybody else working on double bass? Hey, Serge, what's up, dude? How you doing? How's the drumming coming along, dude? Oh, it's nighttime over there, dude. That's okay. My bedtime's not usually till about midnight anyway. Try to go to bed early, but never works out. I'm always in here doing something on my drums, doing something on the computer or whatnot. What time do you get off work? gradually getting involved in what you're practicing. Yeah, it's just hard. We all got too much to do all day long, and then I think at nighttime we staring at our phones way too much because I'm trying to get off that. I'm about to go back to a flip phone, by the way. I don't know how you feel. Anybody else out there feel like they want to go back to a flip phone? I don't want to look at the internet 24/7. I want to, kind of figure out my own way when I'm driving. Nobody wants GPS sometimes. I need to go back to the old ways and kind of use our brains. Anybody ever left their phone at home and you reach in your pocket like multiple times, like trying to like look at it for no reason whatsoever? Like you don't got an alert, so what are you reaching in your pocket for? I remember doing that one day. No, I do not have my own band. I haven't played in a band in actually a really long time, and that was because after my bands broke up, I just really decided wanted to tackle the drum set on its own and do this whole ambidextrous coordination thing. I wanted to get more into teaching and just really kind of go about it a different way. I would like to get into a band one day, though. Maybe the internet will get me there. I see a lot of people on the internet, getting their channels and their popularity on the internet, and they end up in some bands somewhere, some fairly large name bands. So hopefully one day, we'll see. But for now, I like teaching. I don't know what I'm doing there. Serge, do you play in a band? Or have you played in a band before? You mean make my own like studio band? Because it kind of working on the studio project thing here with this whole production aspect, but you can do something like that. You can I know I could reach out to some people on the internet and write some things, but in this moment, everything is my plate's pretty full. So working with trying to write stuff's actually quite difficult because I'm writing lesson plans, writing these YouTube, kind of at least get some rough drafts here. I got a lesson course coming, as well as some written material, but lot of projects. What about you? You got some, like I said, you got some bands that you play in, or have you played? And what's your favorite stuff to play? Oh, do you have a link that I could check out for your band? It's called Froze. Yeah, that's good. It's always good to keep learning, especially if it's going to put you into a creative aspect where you can write your own music. I'm a big believer in playing and writing your own music, with the occasional cover and stuff like that, because covers are fun. You do learn stuff from covers, but I'm all about originality and doing your own thing in there and stuff like that. So that's really cool, dude. Send me a link if you can. I don't know if you can link it in the chat, or you can send it to my Instagram or whatever too. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. So you guys haven't like officially broke up, but it was just like everyone was like, we'll get to it later. Yeah, I've been there though. You go through those like down moments where it's like, and life gets in the way too. You know, I don't know how old you are or whatever, but you get in like your mid-20s and 30s, life starts kind of coming around, and if you ain't making money doing what you do, then it's kind of hard to continue it. You know. I can't figure out why my camera keeps going out of focus. Oh, I see what you mean. Your band froze like you guys aren't doing anything. Oh, I got you. Dark Morok. Dork Morok? Or is it Morok? Send me a link, dude. I want to check it out. That's good. Keep the creativity rolling. Like I said, that's to me the better thing to work on is your creativity. That's how you got to be original in this world. Okay, before I forget, I'm going to just kind of finish up these double stroke lessons. So we got into the high tempos, and when I was talking about rebound, only when you get into the high tempos do you start allowing that rebound to play a role in it. Because you know how to control the strokes, now you can let the rebound pull that stroke back up or throw it back up, and you're just there to have a quick whip to pull that stroke back down. So you're taking a little bit of the weight off of yourself so you can bring up your tempos, but you're still able to really get a nice pull out of that second stroke, okay? So you can open up your hands a little bit and start kind of getting that finger move. You start getting that finger movement in your double strokes, okay? Okay, but speaking of that, hang on, I had a little, I had something popping up over here. Hold on. What? Oh, I see. Hang on, I got you. Okay, so one thing I was going to mention is a trick I actually use to check your double strokes when you start getting to higher tempos. So I use my hi-hat actually, and it's kind of hard to see if I go like this, watch. So I use my hi-hat. So when you get to the right underneath the bell of the hi-hat, you have a lot of rebound. You can almost get a buzz roll going on there. So what I do is I do my double strokes on the top of the hi-hat where it's a really tight surface. I get a little bounce out of it. But to check how much control I have over that second stroke, I actually start bringing it in or out towards the edge of the hi-hat where it's a little bit more flimsy. And you're getting a whole lot less rebound. And this plays into the role of when people talk about practicing on pillows or they have those gel practice pads that have zero rebound. This is kind of the concept of that, okay? And you can even let off your pedal to let that hi-hat so you get a little bit more flimsy out of it. But if you can get your double strokes to sound nice and clean at the edge of the hi-hat, then you got a nice strong control of your double strokes. So I'll show you. Okay, that's my trick I check to see, and you'll actually feel yourself needing to give a little more attack on that second stroke as you come into the outside of the hi-hat. You'll feel that need, okay? And then you can kind of relax as you come in, put a little more oomph as you go out, and then it's something you can kind of work in and out of to really check your own double strokes. Okay. All right. So besides that, I would like to talk about using the double strokes in grooves. Okay. Because you can get a lot of really cool stuff. Most rudiments that are talked about when you're playing on the drum set is the paradiddle, and it's that typical. Okay, it's a cool groove, but we can add double strokes in a groove and kind of add a little more character too, and then we'll start mixing some stuff up in there. But we'll get to that at the end. But if you add a little 5-stroke roll. Turn my metronome off here a second. So you got. Okay, so the 5-stroke, just a little short double stroke roll, kind of can add a little emphasis to your already 8th notes that you're playing. Similar like when I was talking about when you're doing 16th notes, you're just doubling up those hits with a double stroke, and the maneuver itself doesn't really change. Like you're still doing that. Okay, so that's why double strokes, not just for snare drumming and tom stuff, you throw them in those grooves and you get a lot of really cool stuff going on. Get that bell over, and we'll accent that 5th stroke on the bell to give it that little pop to it. I wish you could see my snare drum. Maybe you can't. I'll bring it over here. That's the only thing that's hard about having a 2-sided kit. It's hard to get the full view of it. Okay, but so, did the link in the chat go through? No, Serge, I didn't get the link, dude. If you go on my YouTube channel, my Instagram's there, dude. Send me a link over there if you can. I'd like to check it out. Okay, but so, like I said, the 5-stroke roll, it's just a real easy double strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So. Kind of do that as a pickup note as well, like that. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So double strokes, just a little. I think the 5-stroke roll is probably the most common roll that I use and that I hear everywhere, and it's a really cool rudiment, because you can play it in its standard form of 8th notes, like. But my favorite way to play the 5-stroke roll is actually like in a 3/4 feel. So we're going to kind of space them a little closer together. Okay? So you get a little bit more of a groove out of it, so you can kind of. But same thing in the groove. Really cool stuff. Okay. Serge, do you ever practice rudiments? Is anybody else out there watching? What kind of rudiments do you practice? What are some of your favorite rudiments? Because I have like a list, a small list of rudiments outside of the typical rolls that I use. Oh, really? What about TikTok or TikTok Twitter. I just started using Twitter. I don't know how I feel about social media sometimes, man. I'm not the only one, man. I hear from everyone. They're just like, I don't want to do on social media. I don't want to be on social media no more. So, but check out. I got my Twitter. You can even hit me up on my email. I think my email's on there too. Just send it to me there. It's chad@thexgroove.com. Okay. So let's. If you're doing double strokes. Trying to think what's next. Okay, so if we have, I could use Flam taps as fills. If you ever work on Flam taps, paste it into the YouTube search bar. Let me get my thing. Hang on. Okay, I think I found it, dude. I'm gonna leave that up, and I'm gonna listen to that later. Okay. And then I will get you on the next chat or next stream, and we'll talk about it. It looks like you got some cool, good videography, dude. Catching like a preview. It looks really cool, dude. Damn, what social, dude? Yeah, just hit me up in the email, bro. I'm good with that. Just chad@thexgroove. I'll type that in for you, dude. Yeah, just hit me up there, and then. But yeah, I found the link. All right, so let's get back to the lesson a little bit. Here we go. All right, let's talk about Flam taps. That's actually one of my favorite rudiments, and it's actually quite an easy rudiment. I'm not gonna demonstrate it too much, but it's just I'm trying to. I guess my drum set, my camera's not good for demonstrating, I guess. But basically, you're gonna just do a flam, tap, and then we're gonna flam again, tap. Okay, and it's kind of like 3 strokes with each hand. It's almost like a 1E in, 2E in. So like, I'm trying to figure out how to demonstrate that. That's a flam tap. So I use them around the kit for a lot of stuff. I put them in my fills, my grooves, and whatnot. So. Okay. A lot of really cool stuff you could do. That was. kind of a little stiff today. Okay, we can put them around the kit as well. Next, Rudiment. Actually, this is probably my favorite one, but I'll probably say that about all of them. But really, my favorite one, and I use it a lot, actually use it a lot on my feet, funny enough, is the Flam accent. That is one of my favorite rudiments, and instead of using it in the triplet form, I use it in the 3/16 feel. So you got the like the 5-stroke roll. Okay, so I love doing that Flam accent over there, right? Okay, but my favorite part to do with the Flam accent is to do it with my feet, but I do it over the 4 pedals, but... Right? Okay, so this is my favorite, man. I love doing this one, so check this one out. like the Flam accent so much. It just has a really cool groove to it. It's got that 3/4 feel. You hear that a lot in a lot of these polyrhythmic bands these days. The diagram, a fine manual, 4-point coordination. I'm gonna have to look that up and check it out, dude. Yeah, because I know a lot of like when I first started and was getting into books that had like four-way coordination. There's a lot of and I get into it myself as hi-hat stepping. We work on stepping in quarter notes, eighth notes. Get into splashing on the hi-hat. So like such, you got. Which to me, that is imperative to play simple like that when developing four-way coordination. Okay? Sorry, I'm trying to make this mic. So then we start adding more complicated grooves over that quarter note. Right? But then we can up that to eighth notes. Yeah, I'm going to check it out for sure, dude. I want to see with some drawings. I'm going to let my kid color it for me. But then we'll switch that to eighth notes. Every time I try to watch the camera, it like throws my own coordination off. I'm watching my left foot over there. It's just kind of weird. Okay, and then with four-way coordination, you can get into the splashing aspect. It's kind of like doing eighth notes, but we're gonna splash that first note with our heel, a heel drop, right? Side because my left foot's not going so well today. Okay. So yeah, a lot of cool four-way stuff that you can get into, and I'm pretty sure that book covers some very similar concepts like that. And then we can start bringing it into three strokes while you're doing, you know. My left side's off. I think it's something I'm trying to watch it. Sir, do you have any more questions for me about anything? Oh, you're welcome, dude. Anything I can do to help you understand stuff, let me know, man. And yeah, do you have any other questions or whatever before we head out, or if I head out for the day? Stream's getting ready to end. Just gonna do a little bit more kind of putzing around with the drums, and then we'll get to next week. Anything you want me to cover next week's stream? I can kind of get a little written stuff going, so I can kind of give you a better overview. All right, that is it for the live stream today. Serge, thanks for coming out again, man. I always appreciate it. I'm always here to help if you need anything with the drumming, and hit me up an email too, man. Anyone else, I want to thank you for watching as well. If you come in next time, let me know if you have any questions about drumming as well. I'm always giving live demonstrations, whatever you got questions about. I usually can figure out anything coordination-wise on the drums. So, yeah. Thanks, everyone, for coming out, and I will see you next week, same time, Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard. Thanks again.